My name is Shane. You can call me Shay, Shano, and this is the start of my beginner-friendly series of introducing people, new players, newcomers, to AWTD. This series will provide detailed information as well as teach anybody about what to expect in this game, and although my upload schedule is as bad as my sleep schedule, I'll try my best to respond to any comments and teach whoever is willing to learn about this game. And yeah, this is the start of my series. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any questions. Here we go. Anime World Tower Defense, also known as AWTD, has been around for a long time, popping in and out of being known as a popular game with its varying waves of updates, and is highly overshadowed by today's more or less copy and paste tower defense games that have been popular recently. Now, each person really has their own opinion on those kinds of things, but what I'm here to teach today is not about what I think, but what I know about AWTD. AWTD has an adaptive system in which you have the typical elemental ups and downs like other games, but also a very rarely touched upon category system with intricate leader buffs, stat rerolls, and even most recently the easy to obtain trait rerolls, which are completely optional and have been optimized so that they are only for quality of life, and everything in the game is possible, even with the worst traits. Now, as I start off to explain how the game mechanics work and other little neat tricks and tips like how to efficiently damage farm, trait reroll farm, etc., I will also try to include a beginner-friendly perspective into play. I will try to keep all the related info together, but if I don't, you might just have to watch the entire video twice and look for it all over again. Starting us off, we have the banners. Now currently, if I get this video out in time, we should still have the anniversary banner out, which I highly recommend to summon on for beginners with the codes that are out, which will surely apply you with at least 3 hours. Aside from the anniversary banner, each banner in this game mainly consists of 2 genres, like the Stardust Crusaders banner, consisting of both JoJo and JJK. Meanwhile, others more so themselves, like Resident Heroes banner with Fate mainly. Let's talk about the units to aim for with limited puzzle pieces, which are the premium currency in this game as well as your fuel to gambling addictions. And might I add that this game might as well be the most free-to-play tower defense game out there in my eyes, as you constantly get so many puzzle pieces for every little thing you do, it's not even funny. So let's jump right into it. Now, when looking at banner characters, you want to find the ones that you want, first of all. Any characters you like might want to evolve. Maybe you'll go for a secret rare. But if you're talking about most efficient ones out, especially if you're going to be doing damage farm or just to have for good support, let's start by making a high priority list of units that we should obtain. Now, first off, let's start with a support unit actually. His name is Dennis in this game. You might know him as Denji from Chainsaw Man. He is meta in money as he provides good amount of cash very quickly. Now, for other units, you want to try to get Grey Witch and Ghetto, also known as Tamer Suguru in this game, which are both on the anniversary banner, by the way. And then on the Esper banner, you would want to get Unlimited Esper as well as I believe his name is Flame Emperor. And he is a good unit to start off with for main DPS. Now, by trying to obtain and using these high priority units, you'll be able to quickly set out on starting to complete stories as well as progress through evolving your first unit, which I highly recommend to start off with Ratio Sorcerer, as he is what is known as a critical unit, which is able to attack metal enemies in which they have a metal rush stage, which is your main way of leveling up your units, as well as the Idol Concert Legend stage, which is the way you get your first meta support and attack buffer Idol. Now, personally, I believe that it is your own choice in what units you want to evolve and go for, as all units have their own individual passives and things that they are used for, whether it be support, main damage, etc. But, as I said before, I highly recommend going with a solid beginner such as Ratio Sorcerer himself, which is a good evolution to start off with, and as your focus, which you can easily obtain using the units as I list as high priority and completing the stages. Now, at first, the stages might seem like they're a little bit slow, and you have to build your way up through the difficulty, as you can't just run in going full head on without being able to fully handle the stages, as even some people who are into the game mid-level have struggles with. So let's start now by taking the units that we currently got from the banner and putting together a team that will work for us to be able to start doing stages. Now, as you can see here, I put together a simple team from some units that I got from Anniversary Banner, some of the high priority ones I mentioned earlier, and then I also have a cast unit, 2 cast units actually. Investigator doesn't do much, but Denji is one of the high priority ones I listed. He's going to be a big help. And I'm going to be going into the first story mode, Skip, which one of the greatest things I like about this game is the fact that it has an option to compile all of the story modes or story mode stages of one act into one for you to skip the entire story of it. So there's 13 stages of story in total, but you can skip through all of them with only doing one of the acts, which I find really helpful. But like I said before, I'm going to be using the team I quickly build just to show how it starts off pretty easy and how this team can get you pretty far off. I might also do just a speed up versions of going through some other story modes. But what I really like about this game, I'm not sure if I said it earlier, but the passives or manuals, just little side things, and the attention to detail they put into every unit, even if it's an old one, is really helpful. And there's a lot of diversity. So say you can't get Dennis because the banner's rotation has its, like, I don't know, World Legacy banner, which is the One Piece characters, or the Naruto characters as well. Well, if you can't get Dennis, then summon the World Legacy banner and get Cat Thief, aka Nami. She has a passive called Lucrative, where whenever she attacks, she gives you money. And then there's Naruto Sage Mode. He's also a really good starter off for story mode before you get your first MR, which is Idol. She's pretty easy to get, but she's what you need with Nanami, which I mentioned earlier, Ratio Sorcerer, for criticals. So you can go down a lot of different paths in this game, and there's a lot of options to help make it easy for you. But as you can see here, we're quickly going through the story mode skip using the team I put together, using Tamer Suguru to handle most of the stuff without any problem, really. And yeah, now we're gonna go on to the next story mode, I guess. I'm just gonna be doing a quick speed through of how far we can get with a simple team. Hey there, this is future me tuning in real quickly. So, as I was editing this video, I realized I really didn't go over a lot of stuff about the basic principles of story mode. So, while you're watching this quick playthrough of me speeding through it, I want to say first of all, please do not copy me. Now I'm going to get into why you should not copy me, because in this game, as you level up, you gain more cash to start off with. For me, since I've reached the max that you can get, I start off with 5,000, but you guys are going to start off with a lot less. So please, by all means, do not auto-skip. And really, really pay attention to the messages that pop up, because even as I do it now, you can see I die every once in a while because I didn't pay attention to an elemental or what it strictly tells me. So I rearranged the team a couple of times, adding the Naruto Sage mode that I recommended beforehand, because he really helped out a lot in this, making it all the things I did possible, because of his ×2 attack buff. And I also made Grey Witch my leader for most of this, and she really carried through about half the story modes, and there's a reason why I did this, and that's because, first of all, she starts off doing a lot of damage, and second of all, I really thought it wasn't fair of me to use my Tamer Suguru, because he has a trait on him, and I wanted to make it beginner friendly, so I made it to the best of my capabilities, beginner friendly, showing it with Grey Witch, but I feel like I didn't explain some things. So I went into some slight detail earlier about how you level up your units with gold. Now if you put in some of the codes, which I'm going to be putting in the description of the video later on, they should give you some gold if I'm correct, along with the puzzle pieces and everything. But you have to make sure to level up your units and reroll with the trait rolls and under the hidden power section when you click on the unit. It should be up top on the right when you click on it, and you should be able to spot it pretty easily. I think I showed it earlier, I wasn't sure, but I just wanted to mention that because all the units I'm using this little speed through are level 30 with reroll traits. Or not reroll traits, sorry, rerolled stats, I should say, hidden power. As you can see right there, I briefly showed the hidden power stats and rerolls. But yeah, so a little thing about story mode I should say as we go. You want to watch out for the One Piece map, the East City I think it was called, and you want to watch out for the Joestar Mansion. I remember putting someone named Unohana, or Uno, on my team earlier. Now that's going to become very vital for this story mode, because when you're doing the JoJo Mansion one, at the end there's a boss that takes away your health, and if you do not have a healer unit, you are most likely to die. Now, the team I use, it might work for a while, but it will definitely get you through the story modes to get your first evolution fast enough. And something to focus on, like Nanami, aka Ratio Sorcerer. You can start working for him after you do Hero City, I think it's called, yeah. After you complete that story mode, you can start working on it. And the Grey Witch method was pretty successful, but, well, if I'm being honest with you, it only got me so far. But it got me far enough, and it should get you guys far enough, hopefully, in which you guys will be able to start evolving your first unit. Now, people will always be glad to help in this game, as I am always open to helping others in this game, but the reason why I'm making this guide is so that you guys will be able to do it on your own. And I hope that someday you guys will enjoy the game as well. I hope I'm not yapping, as people say, but I truly hope that this guide and speedrun the story modes and how far I can make it, this little team I put together for you guys, would really help. So as we're wrapping up here, I'm going to just do a run through of some high priority units, and if you see them on the banner, you should definitely summon. The Demonic Hunt banner, or the Ultimate Warrior banner, try to get Dennis. If it's the Esper banner, try to get Unlimited Esper. Anniversary banner, Grey Witch, Unlimited, Tamer Suguru, Ultimate Warrior on Esper banner. These are all really good high priority stuff. Really recommend you get them. Uno, really good. And as we end off the video here, I just want to give a quick recap on the stuff I went over. Make sure to level up your units. Make sure to summon on the banners with the high priority stuff so that you'll be able to build your team. Make sure to level up your units. Remember, Meta Rush, you can only attack with the critical units. I hope I don't sound like I'm nagging, but I learned the hard way, and I hope that you guys don't have to with this guide. And yeah, big credit to my friend XTC. They really helped me revise the video a lot here and finish it up, and I couldn't have done it without them. Thank you all for watching my first video of the playthrough series, and I will be checking comments as I get ready to release the next videos of the play series to be able to run you guys through it all. Check it out. See you later.